we go in the Wednesday edition, the preview edition, Mr. Relevant. I'm Alex Strouf with you from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Will Sommers is here. Hunter Vaughn's back at the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. And Josh DiMaggio is fighting a microphone and putting everything he has into bending it the way he needs it.
Ready to party.
All right, let's rock and roll. Here we go. So lots to get into. Obviously, Packers Commanders is coming up tomorrow at Lambeau Field, Thursday Night Football. So the next time we talk to you will be after the game on Friday. Are you okay?
Just got a lot of noises going on.
All right. Maybe if you walk in before 12:29, you might be all set up.
Me and Tori we're having big time discussions, high level meetings.
I was also in that discussion. And you're right. It was a high level meeting. That man, I said this yesterday on KBN.
I don't believe
Tori
either
if you're not
of you.
familiar. What do you mean?
I don't believe,
About what?
I think Tori Lowe is great. I don't think you guys were actually having a high-level meeting, and I think you're making excuses for not coming prepared to the show.
Every time you talk to Tori Lowe, it's high level.
Definitely was high level. I can also attest.
I don't believe any of you.
Was it productive? Perhaps not. High level?
High level, definitely. I mean, that guy has lived
He has multiple lives.
146 lives. I'm not going to put his business on the street, but I didn't realize how many kids he had. We found out yesterday on KBN he homeschool teaches in the beginning part of the day before the Tori Lowe show, 1 to 4 on 101.7 The Truth.
Yeah, and then he saves people's lives
Actively. And I was following along on Facebook last night as he was doing that. And that's what I was asking him about.
If that ain't high level, I don't know what is.
It's a good point by Will. Good point by Will. So if you're not familiar with the great Tori Lowe, he's the most requested advocate in the state of Wisconsin. And our teammate over on 101.7 The Truth. Fascinating dude. Anyway, speaking of fascinating moves and fascinating things, I guess I just didn't see this one coming. About 7:30 or so last night, Adam Schefter reports that the Green Bay Packers and wide receiver Christian Watson have come to an agreement on a 1-year, $13.25 million contract extension that ties Watson to the Green Bay Packers through the 2026 season. Now, obviously, Watson has not played yet this year. We likely won't see him for a while as he continues to recover from a torn ACL suffered at the end of last season. He's on the physically unable to perform list right now. It looked like his recovery was trending in the right direction. Still does, but I imagine with this deal, they might delay him just a little bit more to make sure he's fully ready to go for the rest of the season, knowing they have him under contract for another year. The way I thought a lot about this last night, Joshy, which maybe I shouldn't have because it's not that big of a deal. But
nope.
The way what I finally landed on was Christian Watson was effectively a first-round pick. Besides the fact he was a second-round pick, he was the 34th overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the second pick of the second round. I view this as a fifth-year option. He's dealt with the injuries. He's dealt with, we always say the best ability is availability, and sometimes he hasn't been available. I view this as, hey, prove it to us. We know you're a good receiver and you're effective and productive when you're playing. The issue is we can count on you not to play several games a year. And again, a torn ACL is such an out there injury. I'm not giving him any, I'm not giving him any slack for that. But at the end of the day, I view this as the fifth-year option for a glorified first-round pick, a 1-year, $13.25 million extension that ties him to Green Bay through 2026. Now the wide receivers you have under contract for next year are Christian Watson, Jayden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, Matthew Golden, and Savion Williams, which also leads you to the point of, well, this will be Romeo Doubs' final season in Green Bay, which I think we all expected. I was just a little surprised at when we got this Christian Watson news, but all in all, I think this is a good move for both sides. I think that's what I've landed on.
Yeah, it's hard to really poke any holes in the deal that is with Christian Watson. It just makes sense. It proves that they believe in Christian Watson and they have high hopes for him. They don't want to put him in a position where maybe he's risking further injury by coming back too soon and forcing it, because we all know that first season after returning from the ACL can be a slow start. So you don't want him pressing. You don't want him maybe committing mistakes that he wouldn't typically do. I think he's a rare blend of size and speed, and every NFL team is looking for that.
Yep.
And for the price they got him at, it made a lot of sense. I think this applies for the past 3 seasons. The Green Bay Packers are a better offense when he's on the field, even if he's not actively catching the ball and scoring touchdowns. What he provides in terms of vertical threat and a vertical worry to opposing defenses is in and of itself. That's why MVS has found his way across many NFL rosters, despite not being nearly as talented as Christian Watson.
But speed and size are good attributes for wide receivers in the National Football League.
Yes, that's always going to be the case. And I think you have a guy who you think can continue to blossom. And what you don't want is to let go of him too soon and put him out into free agency and have him finally put all the pieces together and it be for someone else.
Yep, I fully agree with that. I think we're all on the same page there. So all in all, good for both sides. Not that big of a deal, but kind of surprised. Were you surprised to see this, like, when we got the news? I'm not surprised they extended him for 1 year, necessarily. I was just kind of surprised it was on a random Tuesday night in early September. That part of it I just didn't see coming. But, I mean, I guess it's neither really here nor there.
I was a little bit, but if you, kind of think of the context of this, obviously isn't a high priority for the Packers. And also, they probably would have tried to get this done or been able to get it done if there wasn't a Michael Parsons trade that they were actively working on and executing and then bringing a guy in and signing.
Good point.
So I think that probably delayed it, and that's what pushed it into week 1 here, because they probably started talking shortly after the Micah stuff all took place and cleared way, and then they just had to figure out the terms and what made sense for both sides.
I don't know what you said, but Cheesehead Bucky chimes in. I agree with Josh.
Yeah, hell yeah. Many people are agreeing with me more and more.
He didn't ask for the air horn, but he got it. He got it. Yeah, Hunter sent us a screenshot of some comments on YouTube yesterday. You know, somebody saying, "Hey, Mr. Relevant has become my favorite ESPN Wisconsin show."
We thank that person.
We really appreciate that. We've been seeing a lot of those comments recently, but often what comes with those comments are, "Josh deserves his own show."
Yeah, sometimes.
Isn't that what this is?
I mean, it's as close as I could possibly get.
Wait. If it was your own show, does that mean you have to eliminate me?
I think so, which I don't want.
Oh, wow. I actually am shocked. I figured you were going to say that's what I've been advocating for.
That I don't like talking to myself. I like having someone to bounce off of. I like having someone to laugh at. You and Will provide that.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Josh wants to be the smartest person in the room, but you need to have somebody dumb in the room to really elevate the fact he's the smartest person in the room.
I don't know if I want that to be the case. It just often is the case.
Very good. All right, plenty more to get into on this Wednesday. We will preview Packers Commanders coming up tomorrow on Thursday Night Football. We will make our Week 2 picks today. So if you haven't started looking into that, look into that, because we got to pick the Packers game, which we will do every week, and we will also pick our underdog for week number 2. I don't know that we'll have time to do that on Friday as we react to everything that goes down tomorrow night at Lambeau Field. So I want to get that over and done with today, and then, of course, we'll revisit Monday how everybody's doing. Josh and I both 2-0. Will 1-1. Hunter also 1-1?
Yep.
No. Yes.
Yeah,
I got
my
the
underdog
pick wrong, but the Lions wrong. That's right. So 3-1 on underdogs in week 1. Good for us.
Not bad.
Well,
I mean, the Jets scored 32 points and lost. I think that should be chalked up as a win.
yeah. Chef Ed chimes in as we wrap up this Christian Watson conversation. Just imagine Watson and Golden both that wide. Wow, Chef Ed. And the good news for you, Chef Ed, you're gonna see that in like 2 months.
I was gonna say you won't have to be imagining that for long.
No,
it's funny that the deal came a couple days after the Jameson Williams. I saw the stat lines floating around Twitter where Christian Watson has similar, if not better, stats and got $14 million less
per year.
AAV, per year.
Yeah. But here's the tough part about a 1-year deal is if Christian Watson comes back and smashes it, the Packers aren't going to be able to afford him in 2 years. So next year very well could be his last year in Green Bay, assuming he has a really good year. So we will see on that front. But getting excited to see Christian Watson, to Chef Ed's point, when he comes back in a couple of weeks or a couple of months, whatever that ends up being, him and Golden on the field together is going to be an unbelievable display of offensive speed. And Luke Musgrave, by the way, pretty fast too. So you're going to be able to draw up a lot of things with this offense, which actually, I need to get on a side tangent real quick.
Uh-oh.
And this is something I've riffed on and complained about before, but I actually can already feel that this is going to be the case in 2025, in the 2025 NFL season. And I think it's ridiculous. So over on ESPN.com, I read an article that was, okay, after week one, here are our NFL predictions for all the awards, right? We think Lamar is going to win the MVP. These are the guys who will get votes. Josh Allen and, whoever else. We think Myles Garrett's going to be the Defensive Player of the Year. Here's who's going to get votes. Patrick Surtain and Micah Parsons. Okay, great. Micah Parsons getting some love. Rookie of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year. I think Matthew Golden was listed as others receiving votes in Offensive Rookie of the Year. Then I scroll down to Coach of the Year, and there's zero mention of Matt LaFleur. And Matt LaFleur now, who's been the head coach of the Packers since 2019, has probably been deserving of winning the NFL's Coach of the Year award 2 or 3 times. And because he has star power now on his defense in Micah Parsons and Xavier McKinney, I just don't think he's going to get the credit he deserves because they've been a playoff team each last year. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous because I think if you looked around the league and said, yep, one of the best coaches in the NFL, everybody would look at Matt LaFleur and go, yeah, he's one of the best coaches in the National Football League. And I just feel like he doesn't get the respect he deserves because, and this goes back to the point on Watson and Golden and Jacobs and Kraft and Musgrave, oh my, he's going to have the opportunity to drop some really good stuff to make Jordan Love look like a totally great quarterback this year. And frankly, I believe that's what's going to happen. I believe this is going to be a really good offense. We talked about it on Monday. I think the Packers could be one of the few teams, or maybe the only team, that has a top 5 offense and defense in 2025. And Matt LaFleur is never going to get the credit he deserves. Because I think that dude is an outstanding head coach and an outstanding play caller. And I feel like he never gets his flowers, maybe even enough locally, but definitely not nationally. So, credit to Matt LaFleur, one of the best head coaches in the NFL. Just needed to get that off my chest.
I don't have much to add to that. I've given up caring about that award because oftentimes, didn't Flus win it?
He did. No, I don't think he did.
No chance.
Which Bears?
Nagy
won.
Yeah. It's like basically you have to go into the season with the expectations of sucking and then overachieve.
And that's what happened with KFC last year. Yeah. Stefanski's won it twice.
Yeah.
Stefanski might not have a job after this season.
Yeah, so it's whatever. I think you win a Super Bowl, none of it matters.
True. And I don't think McCarthy ever won one.
No.
Even though he probably deserved to in 2011 when they went 15-1.
Yeah.
It's a dumb award. I agree with you. I think MVP and Offensive Player and Defensive Player of the Year matter more. But it just bothers me because I feel like he doesn't get the credit he deserves. What are you staring at?
Just you. It bothers me.
It does. I went on a rant via email about it this morning, so I figured I'd bring it to the air.
Maybe I should have stayed there.
No, I think people will agree with me on that. You just said you agreed with me.
Yeah, it's just on the list of things I care about, it's near 2,645.
Also, you're playing to the audience by doing this. This isn't like some huge reach. Like, let me just say that the Packers, who are a good team, are disrespected. Like,
I'm not playing to the audience.
You are, though.
I firmly believe this.
Yeah, but it'll play well on the comment section of the chat if you say
right
Matt
now,
LaFleur isn't respected enough.
He's not.
You're tuning up the band right now, Shawn Michaels style, when he started pounding the leg.
Yeah,
and the crowd would
thank you for making a WWE reference for me. I like that.
The HBK was my favorite wrestler for a period.
I think he's the greatest to ever do it. That's my opinion.
I don't
Let's talk about the Packers defense.
John Cena's certainly in the conversation. Stone Cold Steve Austin is in the conversation.
No one's better than the Texas Rattlesnake.
Please move on.
Joshy's WWE takes are sweet. Did you go to Raw on Monday? Raw was at the Fiserv Forum?
No, didn't know.
Okay, gotcha. She said, Bucky says, who did you email? That was my, I send an email every day to the KBN crew, and I'm like, hey, here's things I think you should talk about. That was one of them today. Just pissed me off. All right, we're done on Matt LaFleur. Okay, let's go to this. Speaking of Matt LaFleur, met with the media for his only press conference availability this week ahead of Thursday Night Football against the Washington Commanders. And I thought this was just unbelievably high praise. And he's probably right about it. But when I heard him say it, I went, whoa. that's how good they can be. And we're on in week 1 against the Lions. Here's Matt LaFleur talking about the defense's performance against the Lions in week 1. It is some high praise from the veteran head coach.
The entire defense, the urgency of which we played with, I feel like it's the best I've seen from our group since I've been here. So that is, it was inspiring to me.
It's his 7th year as the head coach. The urgency in a week 1 game from his defense is the best he's seen during his tenure as head coach in 7 years. Now, there's been a few different coordinators, of course, and Jeff Hafley certainly looking like the best one Matt LaFleur has worked with, and Micah Parsons certainly looks like the best defensive player that Matt LaFleur has ever had at his disposal defensively. But that's some high praise for a team that's won a lot of ball games under his direction. And week 1, look, and we talked about this on Monday, Joshy, this ranks right up there with my favorite wins under Matt LaFleur. Especially in the Jordan Love era. I think Thanksgiving against the Lions in 23, that December 3rd game at Lambeau Field on Sunday Night Football against the Chiefs is up there. And then I think you got to put, obviously the Cowboys playoff game that same year is up there. But you got to put this one right up there. That domination against a team that won 15 games a year ago, in an offense that is viewed as one of the best in the NFL, that could do nothing against this defense, is so impressive. And then the cherry on top is, of course, the fact that it was the debut of Micah Parsons, not only at Lambeau Field, but as a Packer. And it was Matt LaFleur's first home game in the season opener. Like, all of those things together, yes, it made that game that special. But the most and best urgency he's seen as the head coach in 7 years, well, going into his 7th year, that is some high praise. And look, he's probably right about it. I haven't gone back and looked at every defensive performance he's had in the last 7 years. But for him to say that tells you how different it feels in Green Bay with this defense. We've said it a lot the last few weeks. This team feels different. And after week 1, this team feels different.
Do you remember when we were talking about the possibility of adding assets? And a large thing people believed was, I don't want to mess up what they've got going on.
Yeah.
That, I think, was provably now the most ridiculous statement we've heard out of anybody.
Correct, yeah.
Because
definitely up there.
Because adding a Micah Parsons changed everyone's attitude and expectations, not just from fans and analysts and viewers, from the people in the locker room. What you did was you gave them a massive vote of confidence. You looked at everybody and told them, we think we have the pieces here that with the addition of Micah Parsons, we will be competing for Super Bowls as long as he is here. It means they believe the quarterback is good enough, the wide receivers are good enough, and the defensive backfield is good enough. That's what that move did. And I think you saw it play out in real time with the way everybody was swarming to the ball. Dan Orlovsky tweeted out a video of one of the plays on 3rd down, where by the time the tackler was on the ground, there was 7 guys within like 5 feet of him. And that's not something we're really accustomed to here in Green Bay, that level of urgency, as Matt LaFleur put it, and just the way everybody seemed to have been injected with a shot of confidence. And you gave a big confidence to all the guys that have been there grinding it out, that are young players and developing into hopefully much better players. How many guys on that defense do you think had probably a career game?
Well, at least 2.
Colby Wooden.
Yep.
LVN.
Yep.
Quay Walker looked damn good.
Yeah. Edgerrin Cooper, I don't know if it was a career game for him because he had some pretty great moments.
Well, his expectations are like,
for most people,
good.
His game is a career game.
Yeah, 12 tackles, and he was all over the field, absolutely.
Yeah.
Was that Evan Williams' first interception?
I don't know if he had one last year.
I don't either.
He was around the ball a lot.
Yeah, he was. You're right.
And then he was injured. But I think the thing with Edgerrin Cooper is his expectations are so sky high that like he needs to like a pick 6 for people to really, or like a multi-sack game, because he's elevated himself to be amongst like what people are viewing as the elite linebackers.
Yep.
But there was guys all across the defense that were making their presence felt in really big ways. And I think any sort of idea of when you add one of the best defensive players in the NFL to a defense, everybody looks around and goes, "Oh, we can do this.
Mm-hmm.
We can stop anybody."
Yeah, it always makes me laugh because right before this trade went down, Brian Gutekunst was asked, "Do you view this team as one player away?" And he kind of said, "Well, that's not really how it works," which he's right about. But hell yeah, he viewed them as one player away.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't go out and take that swing if you don't believe this pushes you over the top of being a championship.
I think what he's trying to convey is one player doesn't mean you win a Super Bowl.
Correct.
But what he did and the amount of money he gave and the assets is telling you this group of 10 guys we have here is one player away from being elite.
Yeah, totally.
And that's exactly what happened because the Packers were there. How many teams, throughout NFL history, were one quarterback away? A lot. There's a lot of good teams. A lot of good teams that you watch get into the playoffs and go, "There's a lot here."
Here's looking at you, Bears.
Vikings.
Yeah.
Every time Kirk Cousins was in the playoffs, it was like, well, he got you there, but look what happens when he gets there.
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I love how Sunday Night Football, this is a complete side note, was supposed to be the Kirk Cousins revenge game.
Yeah.
And now it's Michael Penix versus J.J. McCarthy in a rematch of the national championship game from a few years ago. So that's still fun. But
do you want to talk about Monday night?
I haven't even looked. One game's all right, isn't it?
No.
Oh, this past Monday night?
Yeah, no. Who's playing this next Monday night? Let's look ahead. The past is the past.
Can we talk about Monday night real quick?
Got the tweet already.
J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, look at that. In the third quarter.
You guys obviously cannot read. I didn't make the graphic.
Let me explain it.
You retweeted it.
If your team is undefeated.
Let me explain it, then you can defend yourself. During the third quarter, this was my move on Monday. I turned on Will's tweet notifications so I didn't miss anything. Because he tweets about the Bears, as a Bears fan. In the third quarter of the game, it was the third quarter.
Yeah.
Things were starting to go a little sour for the Chicago Bears. He retweeted a tweet from hours prior from Bleacher Report that says, "Retweet if your team is still unbeaten." And the Bears and Vikings were both on that graphic because the Monday night game hadn't started yet.
Uh-huh.
But during the third quarter of the game, Will decided, hey, you know it'd be a good idea right now? Retweet the fact we haven't lost, yet, which they ultimately ended up doing.
I felt the Vikings coming back, so I had to get my retweet in. And I'm glad I did, or else I would have never got my one unbeaten retweet in.
How upset were you on Monday?
What are you talking about? I stopped watching after the first drive. It's a pretty good first drive, though.
First drive was pretty good.
Also,
those scripted plays really worked.
I didn't watch the game, but it seems like this, how do I say his name? J.J. McCarthy guy is pretty good. NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He's the NFL's banner picture right now on Twitter. Some people are saying he's the new face of the league.
Can we point out that first drive wasn't actually good?
It was fine. I mean, it was productive.
He didn't complete a single pass within the structure of the offense.
Okay, but for a first drive of a second-year quarterback with a first-time ever head coach, it was pretty good. I don't think it was impressive, but it was pretty good for what it was.
Didn't know what coverage he was seeing and then dumped it down.
No.
Which worked, but isn't going to work.
And then I got to give JOSHY credit. An all-time good friend tweet yesterday. It was a 2-minute, 10-second video of pretty much every one of Caleb Williams' bad incompletions. It may have been all of his incompletions. I didn't watch it, granted, or all of it. And he said, "Hey, Will, I just want to make sure as your friend you don't see this."
Uh-huh.
And I thought that was a great friend move.
You actually really can't see the coverages that are in that video, but I'm sure since Brian Flores is such a prolific defensive coordinator, they were very good and hard to tell who was open.
How many times has that insane miss to DJ Moore, who would have walked in for a touchdown, run through your mind?
It was a bad miss.
It's gone through my mind about 10 times, and then it's been on my Twitter about 10 times that. So nearing 100, over 100 maybe.
He looks lifeless right now. Look at him.
No.
Look at him. Josh, look at him. He looks dead.
I'm not ready to get sad yet, but I warned Josh, in a couple of weeks I might get really sad, and you guys are going to have to deal with it. I don't know how you're going to deal with it, but I'm going to get really sad.
Why are you going to get sad?
I might get really sad.
Why might you get really sad?
Because he needs a new quarterback.
No.
He needs a new head coach.
Things just might not be working out how I hoped. I'm not ready to give up yet. Truthfully, honestly speaking from the heart, I can't give up yet.
Well,
you simply can't. You can't.
But it's only week 1.
I didn't love what I saw. It felt like a lot less of Ben Johnson making bad calls and more of missing the open guy, not being able to progress through your reads fast enough. That's my honest take on it.
Wait, you mean all of the things that everyone has said about Caleb Williams since he was playing at Oklahoma? Wow. Who would have seen that coming?
Since he was playing at Oklahoma.
Did you forget he played there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you definitely just forgot that he played there.
You guys forget. No, dude, the first game he filled in for Spencer Rattler and had like a career game in the Red River rivalry.
Right, but what Hunter is saying is the same issues that he had in Oklahoma and USC are the same ones he has today.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's always people get better. Look at Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield.
People get better.
Where did they get? Hold on. Where did those two quarterbacks get better specifically? Was that with the team that drafted them in the top 3 picks?
No, I'm defending Caleb here. I'm not defending the Bears.
I mean,
Caleb might get better.
Hey, how about this example?
Caleb might be a good quarterback.
Hey, how about this example? Justin Fields seems to be doing all right.
That was one game, and he still lost.
He went 4-0 as the Steelers starter last week.
Look who's the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. That guy's really good. J.J. McCarthy.
Also, giving him that is total rage bait.
Yeah, that's
total
rage.
Well,
that's
he's
not
the first
deserving.
Vikings quarterback since Fran Tarkington to throw 2 touchdowns in his first career game.
He looked like Fran Tarkington in the fourth quarter.
That's a historic stat for a historic quarterback.
And your team gave that up to a guy who looked like he was pooping himself
for the first 3 quarters.
We're missing 3 defensive starters, but yes.
I will say this. In 2023, week 3, it was the Packers home opener. Jordan Love's first year as a starter.
Uh-huh.
He stunk up the joint.
Hold on.
For the first 3 quarters.
Let's do something fun. Will, can you remember that first, 5-6 games? Any notable things that happened in Jordan Love's first starts?
You mean the stretch of games where they lost to Aiden O'Connell, lost to Danny Dimes, Randy Bullock, number 46, kicked the game-winning field goal? Is that the stretch that you're talking about?
The most memorable thing for like the past 5 years for him was Jordan Love struggling. I don't remember Randy Bullock wearing number 40.
I don't either.
Yeah, the Giants picked him up earlier in the week.
That was also in December, so I don't think that's the same stretch. Danny DeVito, you referring to that game?
Tommy DeVito? You're
That's
talking about the Jersey
Did I say Danny?
It was the penguin out there.
Very different.
But anyway,
that's where Bear fans are.
I'm rooting for the Packers. I hope they have a great regular season. I really do.
The best time he had as a Bears fan was watching the Packers struggle for like a half of a season.
I hope they have a great regular season.
See, now we've moved the goalposts. When they lose in the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship game, that's a win for Will.
that will be his Super Bowl.
I'm rooting for them in the regular season.
Against the Bears?
No.
Where's our Bajent meter at?
Great question.
It's at like 15%.
Wow.
We did just...
After 1 week?
We extended him. We paid him. Might
He's
as well
a backup.
get some use out of him.
15%.
I mean, 15's not high. I mean, every backup...
It's higher than it should be going into week 2.
Ask me what my Malik Willis meter is at.
You cannot... We're comparing apples to oranges here.
Okay, so then ask me. The Cowboys lost.
No, again,
where's my Joe Milton meter?
How long has Dak Prescott been in the league?
Well, ask me where my Malik Willis meter is. Ask me the question.
It's going to be 0%. I'm not even going to ask. It's a stupid question. We're comparing apples to oranges. You're not even making a logical argument.
That's a very logical argument.
How is that
I'm saying you giving up on the number 1 overall pick from a week ago at 15% after 1 game is idiotic.
The team that played the best in week 1, you're going to ask me if I want you to play your backup quarterback? That's idiotic. Idiotic. Why would I do that?
Bajent meter at 15%.
15.
That's what I said.
Oh, it sounds like you said 50.
Well, it might be 50 after this week.
I'm ready to make a declaration. Caleb's not an NFL quarterback, and they will be in the quarterback sweepstakes.
I'm also ready to make a declaration. Caleb Williams isn't good.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to learn how to read offenses. And, I mean, he seemingly regressed from college.
I'm not going
the improvising doesn't work in the NFL like it did in college. Right. He was a terrific improviser. That's how he won the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't work at the next level like that. And that's been said all along. But
you know what's funny? And Shefty brought this up when he joined us. Adam Schefter joins Jen, Gabe, and Chewy 7:30 every Wednesday. He said, "Well, because Chewy asked about Caleb, and he said, what's going on there?' And he said, well, is anybody asking those questions about Jayden Daniels?"
Yeah, so I was going to ask Will this, but I held off. Now I have to do it.
Redraft.
Bears have the number 1 overall pick. Who are you picking?
J.J. McCarthy is the best quarterback ever.
Right now, you can realistically pick.
Good answer.
You can pick
Bo Nix.
Yep.
Jayden Daniels.
Yep.
I actually don't think Bo Nix is good.
J.J. McCarthy.
Are you on
Drake
drugs,
May.
Will?
Did you see his week 1 stat line against the Titans?
Oh,
he had
we're reading
20
box
incomplete
scores.
passes and threw 2 interceptions. Watch him play. He can't throw the ball.
Yeah, but I just watched Caleb.
I didn't say he was good.
So confidently, we're going JJ, Jayden. I like Drake May more than Caleb.
Yep, I agree.
And
Jerry's still out on Drake May.
And you're still...
I would not make a big fight for Michael Penix.
No, but I've seen Michael Penix look better.
That's fair.
I think Michael Penix is more fixable with his issues.
I think Will's upset.
Michael Penix is like 33 years old.
Yeah, and I would
2 years
rather
left.
coach him and have him for the future than Caleb Williams, who has the same problems for the last 6 years.
He just said he's got 2 years left in the league. He's 32 years
He's on the back end of his career.
Would still rather have him.
It is hot here.
Take my sweatshirt off.
77
I'm going
degrees.
to take my headset off. Everybody better be being nice to me when I put it back on.
We've got a Packers game tomorrow, and that just tickled me.
I really enjoyed that. And he's sweating. He's cranky. Hold on. He's about to put his headphones back on. We got to be nice to him. Okay, let's move on to the game tomorrow. Because I do think I want to hear from Matt LaFleur one more time, because I thought his answer on this was, it's the big question for this week. And that effectively is, how do you change from week 1 where you're playing a not very mobile quarterback in Jared Goff, who they dominated and made him see ghosts, 4 sacks on Goff on Sunday. How do you change your defense and dial up your defense to deal with more of a mobile quarterback, right? Jayden Daniels ran for almost 900 yards in his rookie season, winning Rookie of the Year last year for the Washington Commanders. How do you stop a mobile quarterback when in week 1, well, you had a great showing, but that guy can't really move? Here's Matt LaFleur on that.
Yeah, this guy, you got to be super disciplined in your approach, because if you give him an edge or give him a gap up front, he can take off. And there's too much evidence over the course of all the last season, and then obviously one game this year, of just him beating people with his legs. And he's a guy that's not necessarily going to just go out, get what he can, get down and slide. He might continue on and go. So he presents a real challenge for our defense.
He does present a real challenge for the Packers defense. And look, we said it all offseason. The Packers have a hell of a stretch to start the season in these first 2 weeks, right? Detroit in week 1, which obviously they dominated that game, and now Washington here in week 2 to kick things off on a short week. And Washington won in week 1. I think they were the other team, I would say, that played the most complete game in week 1. Granted, their opponent was the New York Giants. And I think we're all in agreement the Giants do have a good shot to have the number 1 overall pick next year. They could be the worst team in the league. So the opponent was not as impressive as what the Packers did.
But them or the Bears?
The Saints, please.
No, Spencer Rattler. He's got him.
Exasperated.
He said, please. Well, are we being too mean?
No, I actually want to help you guys out, too. I want to give you a little bit of a scouting report on the Commanders. As a fan of a team who played them last year, I would just say watch out for the deep ball.
You okay over there?
Watch out for the really long passes at the end of the game.
Specifically
the prayers.
Specifically the last play.
The Commanders are very good at throwing the deep ball. I would just be aware of that.
The good news is Tyreek Stevenson is not a Packer.
Who's that?
For those who don't actually remember, for the context for the fans, he was the one taunting the crowd as the Commanders
Will has his ears covered. He took his headphones off. He's covering his ears.
He, as a Hail Mary was being thrown, he was looking into the stands and
taunting.
Yeah.
And then ultimately the Commanders won the game on that Hail Mary, which was an incredible moment. I remembered where I was. Oh, yeah. I was sitting on the couch. I jumped up in joy. It was unbelievable.
Also, it basically completely derailed the Bears' season.
Yeah, it kickstarted that 10-game losing streak, which was snapped. I will say this. The 10-game losing streak was snapped in Week 18 at Lambeau Field. I'll just say that.
Packers and Bears, same record in 2025.
1-1.
So Micah Parsons faced Jayden Daniels twice last year.
Yeah, didn't he sack him a bunch of times?
4.5 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, and 6 QB hits.
Oh, boy.
Jayden Daniels provides a unique issue to defenses. The difference is we got a damn Ferrari on the side of the field who...
We have a Hulk.
Yeah,
right?
who's capable of running at a speed like him. I mean, he's the second fastest Packer on the roster. Second fastest on the defense behind Bo Melton. He got up to like 19 miles per hour chasing down Jared Goff, who looked as helpless as I've seen anybody look trying to run away from someone. The Packers also have the unique skill set and athleticism along the defensive line and into the linebackers to provide a bigger issue as some other teams would. Edgerrin Cooper can cover wide receivers down the seam. Jayden Daniels is certainly a freak, very talented, probably going to be one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL for the next 10 years.
Specifically from the 2024 draft class, yes.
Yes. I think it's an issue for Jeff Hafley to think about. I don't think he's going to ruin the game for the Packers.
I don't either, but I do think that's a good offense, though, and I do think it's an offense that will score more than 6 points, which is what the Lions actually scored on the Packers.
I think Deebo Samuel, who costed me money last year, a lot of it, looked great.
Yeah,
and that brought a unique level to their offense, where they were able to get more horizontal. They were able to use him out of the backfield, and I thought he looked extremely good as we've seen him look in a while. I'm concerned about sort of how creative they get and sort of making Micah decide between who's carrying the ball here, which way are they going. That's sort of the unique issue.
And keep in mind, right, like Terry McLaurin against the Giants was a complete non-factor. 2 catches for 27 yards. But Deebo Samuel was all over the field. He had a 19-yard rushing touchdown on 1 attempt and then 7 catches for 77 yards. So just a touch under 100 total all-purpose yards for the Commanders in their 21-6 win over the Giants in Week 1. But yeah, I mean, they have a lot of pieces on that offense. It feels kind of similarly, in a different way, to the Packers offense, where there's just like, you could name 6 or 7 guys that could make a serious impact on any given Sunday. I guess on Thursday in this case. And that's what makes them so interesting and a fun matchup. The other part of it is, and again, I know I dispelled the fact that we should call the Packers the youngest team in the league. They are, though, statistically.
So you didn't really dispel it because it's still accurate.
It's still a fact. I mean, like, using that as an excuse, though, I said we can't do that anymore, and I'm not. I just want to point out that this is the oldest team in the league versus the youngest team in the league. So it shows you 2 very different ways you can win, because I think these are 2 of the better teams in the NFC.
Funnily enough, if that's even a word.
Funny
enough. The Packers got even younger from those numbers we saw when they swapped out Micah Parsons for Kenny Clark, which is preposterous to think about. I don't think that team has anybody that can ruin a game against the Packers except for the quarterback. I think they're
not even like a Terry McLaurin.
No, I don't think. I don't think he's not. He, to me, is a tier or 2 below like a Justin Jefferson, a Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, they can have good games, but you're not going to look back and go, wow, we just had no answer for Terry McLaurin.
But Jayden Daniels could be that guy.
Yes.
Yeah, the one thing that, like, Micah did play very well against the Commanders both times last year. The one thing he did get caught, if I'm remembering, it might have been from this past year or then just from previous Commander games. He would sometimes play so far upfield that it would pull that tackle so far out that it just gave an easy lane for the quarterback to kind of move into. It would only happen a couple of times. I'm just saying it as you hope that doesn't happen on like a 3rd and 10 spot, and then they keep a drive moving kind of a thing that gives the Commanders points to kind of keep them in the game. That is the one worry, but again, that's maybe he does that 2 times in the entire game.
Here's what I'll say. I got something.
It doesn't matter. I'm just saying that's like the smallest negative that you could have.
That's not what I was going to say. I'm going to say this, though. This will be Micah Parsons' first 2-sack game.
As a Packer?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
his playing time is going to go up, but obviously, and it's hard to predict week to week because you had 65 defensive snaps, but he played 29.
I think if the game is closer than the Packers want, you're going to see more Micah Parsons than maybe they intended. Because he's clearly healthy. I don't know if you watched. That's the healthiest man alive.
And by the way, did not need an epidural shot like the rumor the rumor mill suggested.
The only thing I'm worried about is gas tank, because I thought he was clearly tired in that fourth quarter when they left him out there for that long stretch of plays. So, I mean, obviously his stamina is going to continue to build as he gets into football playing shape. Because there's a big difference, even if you're working out real hard, there's a big difference between football shape and like being in shape. And I think we saw that because he seemed to be dragging at times in that fourth quarter. I'm not saying that as a negative. I'm just saying that is part of the equation.
Micah is also like, that was a regular thing when he was in Dallas. Like, he just always plays every game so hard that by the end of it, you can tell he's just got nothing left. So you just pray that like he is able to keep enough if you have games go into overtime, because he's just that type of player. He's not going to try and take plays off. And which again then helps the Packers, because if that's your face of your defense doing that, everybody else has to live up to that standard.
That's my dog.
Yeah, I hate that he's in Green Bay. I hate it so much.
Yeah, and I think the Packers' eventual plan, I imagine by week 16 or 17, he's going to be at like 80% of the snaps, but he's never going to be 100% snap just because of the guys and the depth they think they have there, where I think we all recognize a defensive player getting a snap or two off, especially those linemen, even if they're only 245 pounds as opposed to 280, 260, they're just fresher and better. So I think he's going to regularly see a snap or two in series off the field.
Love it. All right, let's get the game picks for week number 2 in the NFL. We will start with the Packers and Commanders game, and we will start with the guy we've beat up. By the way, YouTube, if you're watching with us live, say something nice about Will in the YouTube chat. I think we've beaten him down a little bit, and it's we're having an air conditioning issue in our building today, so it is 77 degrees in the room Joshy and I are in. It's probably about closer to 80 in the room Will is in. So he's not only hot and bothered, he's actually hot because it's very warm. So with all that said, Will, you started the year 1-1. Who do you got in Thursday Night Football, Packers, Commanders?
I'm going to go with the Packers again. I think they were absolutely dominant in week 1. And Jayden Daniels, his biggest strength is his ability to improvise. And I think with the Packers' new pass rush, the Micah Parsons playing more plays, Jayden Daniels is going to have a lot of trouble makeshifting a lot of plays and finding open receivers. So I got the Packers.
That is another Packers prediction for the local Bears fan. Love to see that. We go to integrity, baby. We go to Hunter Vaughn. Also 1-1 in week 1.
Yeah, I'm not picking against the Packers maybe until the playoffs.
Until they make you?
Yeah. The rest of the year, I'm just taking the Packers on this every single time.
You probably have a good chance of going like 13-4.
14-2.
13-4.
Yeah, but I already missed one because of week 1.
Gotcha. Yes. Yeah, I was just saying by picking the Packers every single week. This is and we're doing these just straight up, not against the spread for the Packers pick.
Correct. Yeah,
and then,
straight up.
Yeah. It's the Packers, and I honestly think we'll put a lot into it. I think even if with a week of film on what Jeff Hafley wants to do, it's not going to be enough, because the looks and packages and ways they use Micah Parsons and some of those other assets is going to continue to get more and more and more exotic. And I think it's going to be... Jayden Daniels is a good quarterback, but he's also young. It's going to be some things, even if you try and work on it, that are going to confuse him. And the ability for the Packers to end a play in 2 seconds or less is going to provide, I think, problems for those guys who function outside of their offensive structure a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be unanimous. I have a hard time picking against the Packers after seeing what we saw in week 1, both defensively and offensively to start the game. The hope is the offense is better than it was in the second half last week. That's where you hope to improve after 4 days, is that Jordan Love can be a little bit better in the second half. But all in all, I thought he played a good game. I thought the offense was good overall. Josh Jacobs was much better in the second half than he was in the first half. But he's probably alone. I'm curious what the offensive line looks like with Zach Tom and Aaron Banks both on the shelf. Will either of them play? That is something I'm intrigued to see.
Yeah.
But I've got the Packers to win.
I'm looking ahead at the underdogs here. There's one pick that might be unanimous.
Agreed. But I will never pick the same game as somebody else since I go last. So you may get me to go somewhere else. We will get to our underdogs in just a moment. But let's get to the nice comments about Will first before he makes his underdog pick so he can feel better about himself. Chef Ed says, Will is F-I-B, favorite immature Bears fan. You're cooking with Chef Ed. That's from Chef Ed.
Thanks, Chef Ed.
You're a cheetah.
Cheetah?
Says, Will is a good person and knowledgeable about football.
Thank you.
Abdo says, hey, Will, bear up.
Bear up. So wait, did someone call me a cheetah?
No, that's his username. You're a cheetah.
I was going to say, I am pretty fast.
Austin says, Will is good at his job. Unlike Caleb Williams.
Thanks, Austin. Didn't need the backhand comment there.
Could have done without
pretty good, though. I got to give it to him. Nope. Nuh-uh.
No horn.
Nuh-uh. All right, Will. What do we got as an underdog this week?
I'm assuming this is the unanimous decision, but for me, it's the Colts at home against the Broncos.
No, that's not it.
Love the Colts at home against the Broncos.
This is Bo Nix.
I think Bo Nix goes through the sophomore slump. He was graded as an F quarterback in week 1, and Danny Dimes looked fantastic. I want the Colts at home.
I like that.
I actually don't hate that pick, but it's not the one.
Let's see if Hunter and Josh have the same pick for the second week in a row for underdog picks.
Chalk.
Hunter.
I've been going between two of these. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay at Houston.
That's the one, right?
No.
Oh.
I think I know.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait. No, never mind. They're favorites.
The Chiefs are underdogs in that game.
Gotcha. I just read something.
I thought Tampa Bay was the obvious underdog.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, did you look at what the Texans did to that offense? Awful. They ran the ball like 12 more times than passed it. You got Nico Collins and Jayden Higgins. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah,
the corpse of Nick Chubb with 17 knee restructures is the guy they were leaning
Real quick,
on.
fun Monday night slate on Monday. And we'll talk about this more on Monday. It's a doubleheader. Yep, 6 o'clock game locally. 6 o'clock Central kickoff time is Buccaneers Texans, and then the 9 o'clock game is Chargers Raiders, which I think is a fun slate. Both the Chargers and Raiders are 1-0 in the AFC West. Buccaneers are 1-0, Texans are 0-1, but the Texans are favored by 2.5 in that game on Monday night.
There's one pick I just saw here. Oh, yeah. This one, I think we're all going to look at it and laugh on Monday. The New England Patriots are underdogs at Miami.
I saw that.
If you want to talk about just differing styles of football and of head coaching, they're going to beat the ever-living crap out of the Dolphins. The Dolphins were historically bad from an
that might be another
rating.
team who has a good shot at the number 1 pick.
Yes, because they're probably going to end up trading Tyreek Hill.
And then firing Mike McDaniel.
Yes. Yeah. I think the Patriots have a really good, as much as I picked against them last week, like this is a sort of assert your will, your dominance, and they're going to be cowering after that. I am a little afraid of the Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Achane like offensive explosion after we just got embarrassed. But I think this team might. The vibes from them in the offseason were so bad, and then they came out and laid the biggest egg I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take the Patriots.
I'm going to go with the team I like a lot this year against the team that I liked a lot last year. And I believe I will be picking the biggest underdog, not in the league this week, but of our panel in terms of point spread. The Cardinals are favored over the Panthers by 6.5 points in Arizona.
Ugh. Bryce Young looked bad.
Yes, he did. But I think he responds like a true number 1 overall pick does.
By throwing checkdowns to DeAndre Swift.
And missing wide open receivers that would have been touchdowns because he can't read a defense.
There's 2 quarterbacks in the league that make that throw to DJ Moore.
Who are they?
Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. No one else is making that throw.
Joe Burrow's not making that throw.
I almost wanted to pick against him.
Justin Herbert's not making that throw.
The Jags?
So give me the Panthers. I get the Panthers.
That's a wild. Wild.
I'm 2-0. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, you won't be. Neither
Even
will I.
a blind squirrel finds a nut.
Eventually. Yeah.
No, I'll be 4-0.
We're going to...
And hey, the unfortunate part here is we have to wait until next Wednesday to talk about our record because Hunter had to pick a Monday night game. Damn it, Hunter.
I mean, we could talk about the games as they happen.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping us being like, nah, we can't talk about the games we saw happen. Hunter's hasn't.
That's what we're going to do.
I think that would be unwise.
Oh, I didn't ask for your opinion.
I think we should just stop talking about Monday night games as a whole.
Just ban Monday Night Talk after that first week.
Banned.
That was a painful game to watch for the first 3 quarters. And
I
then
came
McCarthy
so
started
close to
cooking and it was
turning it off.
entertaining. I think Josh
did.
went to bed, yeah.
Yep. Gave up.
Because I didn't hear from him until the next morning. He said, "Oh my God, the Vikings won."
That was literally what happened. I woke up and said, what the heck happened here?
Did that wake up
I saw the
Mussolini?
pic-
Just the... Bah!
Yeah, I saw the pick 6 and I said, well, that'll do it. That's curtains. And then the conversation is going to be everyone telling me how good Caleb looked despite him not looking good. But Caleb. Jay gonna Jay, Caleb gonna Caleb.
And Bear's going to bear.
Yeah.
Which is what happened on Monday night. Okay, it is time now for One Word Wednesday. Each and every Wednesday, Hunter's got a list of topics. Will, Joshy, and I all respond with one word. We at least attempt to. I don't know if Will's in the headspace to work anymore.
I mean, I'm just backed into a corner. I'm ready. I'm always ready to work, though.
Let's play a little One Word Wednesday.
All right, we're going to go back to the classic with this, and I'm going to talk about some other games outside of the NFL. We're going to start with will be first pitch in about 15 minutes. The Milwaukee Brewers at the Texas Rangers. Brewers have lost back-to-back.
How about that center fielder?
Nice catch.
And home run.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
I
Turned
believe
it
he had
into
a
a
2-run
Brewers
home
killer.
run and robbed a 2-run home run.
I saw the rob.
4 runs.
Big imprint on the game. Avoid. It's my word. Avoid the sweep.
Hoskins, is he back?
Yeah. That's your word?
Yep.
Good stuff.
Fine. They're fine, you know. We'll be all right.
Fine.
I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
worried.
fine. Bears.
Speaking
Kill
of potentially not fine, the Wisconsin Badgers head down to Tuscaloosa to take on Alabama, an 11 o'clock kickoff on ABC.
My word is Barry for Barry Alvarez.
I was going to say, oops.
Who said last week, as of right now, the Badgers would be favored at Tuscaloosa. I believe they are 21-point dogs.
They are.
Yeah, good call, Barry.
Wow.
The old ball coach.
Yeah, that was puzzling. The spreads. Can I say it's even worse than I anticipated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not one word, but yeah.
Oh, I said oops. Oops is my
Got
word because Barry got that historically wrong.
50 is my word. I think they lose by 50.
That's just disrespectful.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't feel too good, does it?
You don't like it when Rabbit's got the gun, do you?
Some other games in college football. Number 16, Texas A&M at number 8, Notre Dame on NBC.
I actually got something here.
Go ahead.
What can I say? Zach Bryan played at Notre Dame Stadium. Shane Gillis opened for him. This was last weekend. My friend went. After the concert at Notre Dame, a Green Bay sucks chant broke out at Notre Dame in Indiana.
A lot of Bears fans, though.
Yeah, a lot of Chicago
I also think it's because people for some reason, Chicago people have decided, many of them, that Notre Dame is their team.
Yeah.
I don't know why. other than probably some Irish heritage.
Irish heritage and location. Northwestern's not very good.
Illini, Fighting Eye, Bielema. That's all I got in that game.
I don't got anything.
I also have nothing. I really don't
I was
watch.
trying to think of something.
I really don't watch
really
college
can't.
football. I don't really have much.
Wow.
Okay, well, then we might as well just stop the segment because my next two were college football games, but you guys suck.
Which games?
Number 18, South Florida at number 5, Miami on the CW.
South would be my word. I didn't know South Florida was ranked.
Yes.
Yeah, they took it to Boise State, and they just
the
beat.
CW still exists?
Sure
Yeah.
does.
Wow.
You can watch the One Tree Hill.
Wow.
And then USF right after it. I did see there's some controversy about the woman who is a voter in the polls, and after Florida lost to USF, she moved them up 2 spots in the rankings. And then when asked about it, she said, "Oh, it's just fun."
Ballot revoked. Yikes. It's just fun.
My last one, too, by the way, was number 6, Georgia at number 15, Tennessee on ABC.
I couldn't tell you a thing about either of those teams. Kirby.
Rocky Top.
That's 2 words.
It's just a good song.
Yeah,
Nico.
best fight song in college football,
Not there.
Rocky Top.
Not there. Nico, I'm going to leave you. Where is he now? USC?
UCLA.
UCLA. Close.
I was close. All right. Good stuff there, guys. Really spitting some college football knowledge on us. Do you forget who you're working with, Hunter, when you create these topics?
I mean, I thought you guys actually watch ball. You actually care about football. But
I mean, I watched, but I don't really have a resounding opinion.
I don't
It's just kind
either.
of something to do on Saturdays.
That's background noise.
It's too early in the season for me to have takes.
Yeah, great. I've watched both the Badgers games, which is good for me.
I watched the Badgers games, and then I'll watch the notable teams.
Yeah, background noise, though.
I ended up watching way too much of that disaster that happened between Iowa and Iowa State.
That was a doozy. Yeah.
Also,
way-
the game in Ireland.
Iowa reportedly paying their quarterback close to $2 million in NIL, and he has 130 passing yards through 2 weeks.
What was the incentive that Ferentz's kid had for passing yards
Oh, I
that
can't
he
remember
was
what it
unable to reach?
Yeah.
wrote
Iowa
into
just
his
cannot
contract.
figure out the forward pass.
I mean,
Something's changed.
It
The more
hasn't
they stay
been
the same.
great as a Badgers fan,
No.
but
3-0 after the first quarter against Middle Tennessee
the
State.
difference is they're trying to change and improve and sort of modernize, and Iowa has no interest. They're just punting and running the ball. That's all they got.
Yeah. All bad. All right, time now for what we missed and what we learned. That is presented by Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits, made locally in beautiful Door County. Whiskeys, rums, gins, vodkas, brandies, and more. Elevate your tailgate, your party, your gathering, whatever you got going on this weekend. With our friends from Door County Distillery, check out their website, doorcountydistillery.com, to find the retailer nearest you. Use that unique search tool. It works really well. You click the product you're looking for, type in your zip code, it'll give you the retailers nearest you, and a huge list of unique cocktail recipes, also available over at their website. That's doorcountydistillery.com. One more time, doorcountydistillery.com. Well, let's start with you today.
Don't have any words, but I have a good headline for you. Susie from Guntersville, Alabama, said that if she wins the $1.8 billion Powerball, the first thing she's doing is taking $70 million and getting Kellen DeBoer, in quotes, the heck out of Alabama.
I like her. I saw that interview.
I like that passion.
I just saw a good tweet.
Let's hear it.
Was the trade between the Panthers and Chicago Bears that landed the Panthers, Bryce Young, and the Chicago Bears, DJ Moore, Darnell Wright, Tyreek Stevenson, Caleb Williams, Torrey Taylor, and Luther Burden III, the first ever blockbuster trade to literally benefit no one?
I would say out of the sheer amount of bodies that the Bears got for one player, it's a win for them.
Hey,
If we're picking winners here.
your fourth round punter, ass.
Damn, he got me. Said our punter's ass. I don't know
Spent a fourth-round pick
how
on
I'm going to
him.
bounce back from that
He spent a
one.
fourth-round pick on him. You know the Packers get
Got
good
me.
players there, usually, right?
In the 4th round?
Yeah.
I never said they didn't.
You got a punter whose ass.
I'd like to see you guys be in my shoes for a day. You've never been in my position before.
You're right.
Nope, never.
And it rocks.
Nope.
It's because
Never had a team that
Packers
makes me
fans are
mad
the
or
chosen
sucks.
people.
Yeah, Hunter, but you've never had to walk into a building where they're littered with your rivals' fans every day.
No, because the Cowboys have never played the Packers in the playoffs. They don't have a history against each other at all.
Oh, we got a miserable off happening.
Like-
Who's more miserable?
Like,
He's
well,
just mad
yeah,
he didn't
it
get his
sucks,
undefeated
man. Unless
retweet
you
in.
pick a team that wins all the
Des
time,
caught
it
it?
sucks. That's called being a fan. Just deal with it, dude.
Oh wow, deal with it. Deal with it, dude.
I think I'm dealing with it more than anybody right now.
I think you're wearing it.
Yeah.
Miserable off. It's good. How do we feel about the new Bachelorette? She's just, okay. Here, I'll give you some context. I
What?
didn't know who she was, but I did some Googling. They named the new Bachelorette today, and it's not from a previous rendition of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette like it typically is. You heard about the show Secret Wives of Mormon Lives, right?
Yes.
And how they were all swinging.
The only one I know is that woman with 3 names.
That's the new Bachelorette.
Oh, is it?
She's the one who got caught in the cheating scandal.
Yes.
So they were all like voluntary swinging, and they
Yes.
were all aware, but they set boundaries, and she like actually fell in love with another man. She has 3 kids. She's now the Bachelorette. Could get kind of messy. Oh, I'm here for it.
Well, I believe that woman has multiple DV charges.
Oh,
So I don't know if that's the wisest decision. They're certainly going to get drama.
yeah. That's what they want, though.
I won't be watching, and I don't want updates.
I probably won't watch either. To be honest with you.
Sounded like it. You seemed excited.
Well, it got announced this morning, and I read into it, and I was like, whoa. Swinging and divorces and kids.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It also does put a lens on the insidious nature of the people in Utah who are glorifying a lifestyle, which is
There we
actually
go.
just active recruitment to their religion.
Wow.
Also, there's videos of her. Google her cleaning her house.
I'm not going to do that.
She just like lets her kids leave their food under the couch. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's strange. I got one more thing for you. Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson
Oh God.
have issued 4 trademarks that were denied by the U.S. Patent Office, including "Do Your Job," Bill's version; "Ignore the Noise," Bill's version; "The Bellustrator," Bill's version; and "No Days Off," Bill's version.
They're also trying to filed an appeal for a trademark that the Patriots have, believing it's theirs.
Yeah. She's just trademarking galore.
I know his legacy's not going to be ruined, but he's a pathetic loser right now. And that's the winningest coach of all time.
You know who's not a pathetic loser?
Me. You. The Packers.
There you go.
You know who is a pathetic loser?
Will has left the building.
I was going to say Caleb Williams, actually.
Packers Commanders tomorrow night, Lambeau Field. It's a 7:15 kickoff. Green Bay game day with you. Myself, Steve Scafidi, Gabe Neitzel, Jason Wilden, Rob Domofsky will be with you beginning at 4 o'clock Central. ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison on YouTube. 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison. 620 WTMJ beginning at 6 o'clock as well. We'll be with you, counting you down to kickoff. Myself, Gabe Neitzel, Jason Wilde, Steve Scafidi, Rob Domofsky. Looking forward to being back up at Lambeau. I'm going to the game, so I don't know what kind of shape I'm going to be in on Friday.
Daniel Whelan's going to be out there booming some punts. That'll be fun.
You making a Tory Taylor joke?
Yeah. Because Will got so rattled. Oh, my punter's so bad.
All right, we'll actually walk out this time. All right, that does it for us. We'll talk to you on Friday. We'll recap all things Packers Commanders beginning at 12:30 Central, ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison on YouTube coming up on Friday. Of course, available wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the ESPN Wisconsin app. We'll talk to you then. Peace.